I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss a woman's ass. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
Oh, sorry. We're back.
I can't.
That's how you started off on a Friday?
Oh, yeah, it is Friday.
Yeah, you got to give up the yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hear you do it. Do it one time, Ashonti.
Yeah.
Cut her mic off. Just cut her mic off right now. Jesus.
You see how you do me?
That was a horrible yeah.
Okay. Too fast. It's too fast.
Yeah. Try one more time. Slow down. Turn her back on. Okay, never mind. That's why her mic is off right there. She can't do it.
Wait, let me do it. Yeah. Better?
Welcome to the Voice of Reason, Hot Button Radio, back in the building. You guys know what we do up in here. Topics. We want you to participate. It's crazy today because today's topic is such a heater. A lot of women are going to want to call in and talk about this. 844-55-1 is the number to dial. Ashonti Ford, can you give them the number one more time?
Sure, it is 844-55-1.
Yes, call in. Ladies, this is your show. I want to hear your opinion. Of course, we want to hear from the brothers, too. You are not excluded from participating in today's conversation because it is a doozy. Today's conversation is around this question. Why can't men take advice or instructions from his woman, from his wife, from his girlfriend?
That's the topic today? I missed that. Finally something good in this bitch.
Really?
Woo!
Cut her mic off. All the topics are good. This nigga here. Jesus. She don't know how to make the host look good, does she? Finally something that I can talk some shit about. Huh. All this other philosophical shit I can't even really speak on. The fuck? Oh, and she's oinking. Jesus. It's going bad right now. Hell in a handbasket with the red panda. Why can't men take advice / instructions from women? Why is it so hard for men to listen to women? Are women just inherently dumber than men? 844-55-1.
Yeah.
I know she's over here itching, right? Like, I'm just saying, we've got questions, right? What stops men from listening to women in the first place? Is it whining? Is it nagging? Is it complaining? Is it their uncanny ability to speak through their disrespect and frustration? Ouch. 844-55-1. Who wants to talk about this? Was it easier to listen to women like our big mamas than it is to listen to today's Miss Know-It-All independent types? 844-55-1. Oh, it's going down. I don't like listening to women. I didn't even listen to my mama. What makes you if I didn't listen to my mama, what makes you think I'm listening to you? I ain't listening to you. You think I'm listening to you, huh? I ain't listening to you.
You sound like somebody Hattie made.
844-55-1 is the number to dial. I want to know, ladies, are you having a difficult time conveying valuable information to your boyfriend, to your husband, to even just male friends that you care about? And how many times have you found yourself saying, now, you know I told your ass that last year. Don't you hate it when you give somebody some advice, they don't listen to you, then some random new person just comes through and goes, you know, you should do this. You know, that's a damn good idea. I'm going to do it. And you'd be like, damn, you don't listen to me. I told you to do this shit 2-3 years ago. Who says that more often? Do women say, I told you that 3-4 years ago, more often than men say it to them? Fuck, 844-55-1. Here's a great question. What price, and I'm going to throw this in, if any, do men pay for not listening to their women? Is there a price we pay? Before all the other people get introduced, I want to throw some of this over to Ashonti. Ashonti, do you find it that men in general just don't listen to women?
They listen depending on their position.
Well, that's anybody.
Well, there you go. I mean, like, let's say, for example, a guy and I are just freshly dating and he hasn't gotten the jelly box yet. That nigga is doing everything asked of him. And then after he gets the jelly box, he may do like 75% that's asked of him.
But see, this is why
75 is not bad, though.
But see, this is why men are not listening to y'all. Because women equate listening and doing. They really do what I say, not necessarily listening.
No, not just that.
You're not listening to me, which equates to you're not doing what I tell you.
No, not just that. I mean, even being into what I'm doing. I'm telling you, after the jelly box, it's 75% across the fucking board.
Wow.
But I mean, I know that some girls go from, 100 to 0, so 75 is better than nothing.
Wow. I see you, Veronica. What up, VC? Welcome to the show, baby girl.
What's up, y'all? Happy Friday, y'all.
TGIF.
You figure deals me. Let me just understand. Just because we're talking about why men don't take advice from women. Like, it's not that men don't do it. Let me preface the conversation. Men do listen to women, but we listen in a limited way, I think. Why is it so difficult for men to take advice from women? Whether it be their moms, is it easier to take advice from man to woman, like a man taking advice from a woman or a woman to man? Is it easier for a man to take advice that isn't in his immediate family or isn't his woman? Like, he could take advice from the homegirl. Why is it when it comes to his wife or his girl?
That's a good question.
Or even his mom, his family members and all that? Why is it, y'all shut up? I'm listening to old girl that I went to school with 15 years ago. Why is it like that? Veronica?
Because they're stupid.
Because we're stupid. Okay, great. Cut her mic off. We won't be listening to her.
Well, I think when men don't listen, it can often have to do with pride.
Oh, that's what you said.
Yeah, it can have to do with pride and that male ego. I think women have to be very cognizant of how they deliver their information.
Tone and delivery.
Men. Yeah, I mean, men listen to me. I mean, I'm considered a thought partner to some very, very powerful men. But when men have not listened to me, I have found that it's been usually because they were caught up in a pretty egoic, narcissistic, I already know everything, I want to be right posture. And so that prevented them from hearing me.
Listen, or could it be her communication style? What are some of the feminine communication styles that shut men down from listening to?
You guys need your ego stroked too often.
Hey.
We always have to make sure you guys are fucking okay.
God made us dope, so get to stroking. Veronica?
Stupid.
Get to stroking.
You in here looking like Pharrell today. Don't play.
I, for example, do not believe in nagging. I read somewhere in a book that when you nag, he doesn't focus on the problem, he focuses on you as the problem.
That's a good point.
Right? When you nag. So I don't nag. what I think what I do probably is I think there's a couple of things, and I'm a student of the I Ching, right, which is a Chinese oracle, and I oftentimes consult the I Ching around these kinds of issues with communication sometimes, because sometimes you need a neutral arbiter, right, to kind of support you in understanding where your ego is hooked in and where his ego is hooked in, right? But I either do strategic withdrawal.
You mean the silent treatment? Listen, don't make that shit sound.
I like the silent treatment.
Hold on.
I know.
Don't make that shit sound like hella deep. You know, strategic withdrawal. Nigga, that's the silent treatment.
That's what the no, that's different, because that's what the I Ching actually calls it. Sometimes you have to go into strategic withdrawal, because people. Because if you're in his ear and you're nagging at him, then he sees you as a problem. If you do strategic withdrawal, sometimes he gets the opportunity to come to himself because he can hear himself think.
That's true. That's true. Let me just say this. The female ego is a powerful motherfucker. And when a woman is right and her man doesn't listen, doesn't she revel in the fact of coming back to him and saying, you know, I told you that 4 years ago. You know, you do better if you listen to me more. You're missing out on a great deal over here because you don't fucking listen. Tell me there isn't some level of savoring going. Look at Ashonti is savoring what I'm saying right now.
No, because before you asked it a little bit differently. Like, do they listen? I wasn't looking at it in terms of advice. In the relationships that I've been in, guys usually listen. They may act like it was their idea when it was really mine, but they usually take in advice.
So are you telling me that men typically don't listen to women because, in a way, we don't want to reinforce their nagging behavior? Because imagine if we do something when it's coming through the filter of frustration and nagging, then women then model like, okay, that's how you get him to do shit, is through complaining and nagging.
But sometimes that is the only way, depending.
Because men get to the point of, okay, okay, let me just go do this. And then you go, see, that shit works. The squeaky wheel effect.
Squeaky wheel gets the
But
grease.
see, here's the thing. I think that when women nag, it tends to desexualize men's attraction to them. In other words, when she nags, she becomes like mama, and she stops being his lover.
Ooh, you better stay my lover, nigga. As soon as you become my mama, I'm gonna be running away from the house. Shit, climbing through the window.
Right, exactly. So women have to remember that. Women have to remember that that part of their role is to maintain their status as his lover and to be his lover.
So what's the difference between? Because I know a muse. See, women don't know how to be a muse in today's society, in today's culture. Being a muse to a man, she can actually help cultivate the destiny of a man, right?
Sure.
And I think that's a lot of this has to do with women losing touch with the ability to be a muse for a man. Ashonti is like, fuck all that bullshit.
Define muse.
Veronica, define it for this one.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else, because if it's what I'm thinking, hell no. Why the fuck do we have to do that? Why can't we do it for each other?
Veronica?
What's a muse?
Well, wait a minute. Vajonica?
Because it is your greatest bliss and joy and ecstasy to be in that position and polarity with a man. If he's not a little bitch, right?
Right, and there's a lot of little bitches running around. Yeah. But what is a muse?
He can't be running bitch energy. He can't be running bitch energy. So you have to, your boy picker has to be working, right? But it's a woman's greatest joy, and so I think that a muse is a woman that is, Sharon Stone did a really crazy movie about it. She was like really crazy, and that was funny, but it's not really it. I think a woman that is drawing on enough feminine power that she automatically and organically and naturally inspires a man to greater heights of aspiration, right? She's his thought partner. She's inspiring to him. He gets to experience and witness love and beauty in her presence. He gets
But you know what?
He gets to relax into masculinity in her presence. So in other words, he doesn't have to go into little boy mode with her. He actually gets to step into his full masculine self, which is a very powerful thing. And when a man is interacting with a woman from that standpoint, I mean, he's reverent, and so is she.
But see, let me just say this.
I haven't experienced
and you guys speak to this for me. Most women come to men with advice and ideas and instructions from a space of arrogance and ego. I don't see a lot of women coming from... Listen, the same is true of men. Like you could sit down and say, if we're judging men and women, the genders, on a bell curve, you could say there are a limited amount of extraordinary men and there is a higher number of mediocre men, if we're just judging on the bell curve. So if that could be the argument for the quality of men, that can also be the argument for the quality of women. So if the majority of women are coming to men from an egoic space of I'm smarter than you, because women really do believe they're smarter than men. What if you're overestimating your intelligence and underestimating his when you present advice or instruction to him? What if he's resistant to you because you're coming from that positionality? Then what?
I mean, are you asking me? Because I think it's kind of biased the way that you're twisting the question, so I don't even really know.
Was that bias?
Yeah, because you're basically saying that most women...
I included everyone, men and women. So, most men and women. I did both. Okay. Are you listening? Probably not. Wow.
Just go ahead and turn my mic off since I can't even speak when it's on.
I guess women are the ones who don't listen.
No, but you're saying that most women come from, I think I'm smarter than you, in an arrogant type stance in giving advice. And that's why men don't want to take their advice. I think that's false. I think women come from more of a loving space when they give advice to their man.
In general, most women come from a loving space.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, if that's the case, we wouldn't be making $50 billion a year in child support.
Okay, but kids got to eat.
I'm just saying.
The kids got to eat.
Yeah, they got to eat, but Jesus Christ, that is the basic, most common perspective ever. I know a lot of
women that wouldn't have wanted to go that route, but they had to because they were dealing with a know-nothing-ass nigga.
Oh, Christ. Listening to advice, again, from women will lead us here. We've got a caller on the line. Ray from Baltimore. Please come in and clear this mess up.
Hey, what's going on, Zoe?
I hate to put this whole onus on your shoulders, but after what Ashonti just did. Go ahead, brother.
Definitely. Listen, man, I'm here on behalf of 5150 Nation, man. You brought me here, man. So I'm here representing, man. Pretty much, man, first off, man, women give orders to men that they don't respect intellectually and from a different perspective, street level. You notice if a woman doesn't have respect for a man, whether or not it be financially, whether or not it be intellectually, they're going to give them orders, no matter what level they might be at in life better than them. But if a man comes into the fold off the top, exhorting strength, showing that he can hold his head up high, with or without her, then I'm not going to be chauvinistic in what I'm saying. A woman going to follow the lead. However, if a guy comes into the fold looking down, not, showing the confidence that it takes to carry a relationship, then a woman's going to, step in. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for women getting advice because it's a team thing at the end of the day. But to close it out, men are leaders. We're born leaders. And we're supposed to lead the pack. And not to say that we don't respect the input of women, because we clearly do. But at the same time, the first and the last word and should come from a man when it comes to decisions, whether it be housing, whether or not it be financially, we're purchasing a car, anything. You know what I'm saying? The man should call the shots at the end of the day. If a man don't run his household like that, any less of a man. That's all I gotta say, Zoe. You have a good one, please.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. Baltimore is in the building because of Ray. We appreciate the call. Listen, if you want to bring your city into the building, what is the number to dial, Ashonti?
844-55-1.
That's 844-55-1. Ray brought up a great point. Maybe that point is the sticking point for most men who don't take advice from women. They feel like maybe we're sharing the throne, the leadership seat.
Men feel like they're sharing.
Yeah, maybe men feel like, hey, all you can do is advise. And at the end of the day, I can either take your advice or no.
So we're back to ego.
Of course. It's male ego. That's an obvious point. So the point that I'm making is when men get egoic, they tend to shut down valuable information that comes from their partner, their women.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
there's a cycle to everything. Is this not correct, Veronica?
Yeah. Listen, this is going to sound really strange. I think women have to be talking from their pussies.
Can you do some type of tutorial?
Vaginica.
Like the Vaginica files.
Dun, dun, dun.
How to speak from your vulva lock, from your yogurt box.
That's right. That's right. Because if she's not connected to it, then her communication isn't as resonant to his awareness anyway. When a woman is actually connected to it, like energetically, her voice resonates very deeply with him, and it has a far more penetrating impact. Right? See, all influence has to do with the subtlety. All real influence is subtle, right? That's why it's when you nag and you bang somebody over the head. Like somebody said to me once, you know what, Veronica? They said you don't use a sledgehammer in your communication. You use a rock hammer. It's like diamond tipped, right? And then they crack a boulder. Right, little itty bitty rock hammer. It's what they used in Shawshank Redemption. Right, little rock hammer, crack a boulder, but it's subtle.
So let me ask you this: Do you think women have lost the ability to actually break through and communicate to the men in general?
Yes.
Yes. Listen, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take a quick break. Because I heard a sweet yes from Veronica Conway. All this lip I'm getting back from this one in here.
I don't give a damn.
Let me just say. Veronica Conway just told me yes. You ain't finna make me do something, woman. You better find another way. A lot of women feel like this my husband and women control the marriage anyway. We control the purse strings. We control the house. Read that book, Men on Strike. It says men's space in the house is smaller now because she runs that whole motherfucker. Oh, God, I got the attic. The attic is my man cave. Bet nobody go in there, right? Touch my Slim Jims. Nobody go in the goddamn attic, right? So the man's space is smaller in the house.
I thought you guys liked that.
Women are dominating every aspect, and they feel entitled to that dominance. Girl, you better find another way to talk to me. You better find a way to communicate, or I ain't doing the goddamn thing you say. I'm taking a quick break. I'll be back. Hot Button Radio, Voice of Reason, niggas. On top. Ladies and gentlemen, the Voice of Reason has returned. Man, that shit is banging. Let me get a little of that brand Nubian. I need to hear a little bit of that. You know, that was a great group. Today's topic, man. Why is it so difficult for men to take instructions or advice from girlfriends, wives? I mean, all of that. You know? Do you think religion, which placed the man as the head of the household, has conditioned men to just not listen to his woman, to his wife, to whoever, to his consort? I'm not listening to you. Erica Ross on Twitter says, I think men, especially Christians, are conditioned to believe they know best. Now, it can be hard to take a step back and admit not always.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Here's the flip side of that.
Yes.
This is heat. Is taking advice from a non-Christian woman a safer bet than it is taking it from a Christian woman? Because religion has a way of putting a filter on you that just fucks with logic and reason. Do men just have the belief that women are not reasonable or rational? Right? Like, I can't take advice from this ephemeral, changeable, emotional being. She might give me advice based on how she feels in the moment. And it might be cool in the moment, but it might, over the long term or long haul, this might not be good advice. It might just be advice based on how she feels right now. I feel like telling you to go tell you, your uncle, fuck him. What? Then you go off because she done ginned you up. Tell your uncle, fuck you. And there goes your inheritance. Wow. The hot dog stand has been given to your second cousin.
Fancy.
I'm just saying.
I have a question.
Veronica, speak on it, and then Ashonti has a question.
Okay. Because I was married to a born-again Christian. He didn't tell me he was Christian until after I married him. There's a lot of things he didn't tell me.
How do you keep that shit away? That's whack. How do you keep that away from me?
Right. It was crazy. So, and he had this whole thing about equally yoked and you need to submit, but he wasn't really about shit. Not really. So, so I think that the dogma that tends to happen in conservative and Christian circles, and that just this false idea that just because the man is the man, that means he's qualified to lead, right? But that isn't necessarily so. Just a pair of testicles does not qualify you to lead anything.
Ooh.
Did you
I
hear
think
that?
there are men out there and in here who will disagree. 844-55-1.
Well, a man has to be connected to his masculinity to be qualified to lead. It doesn't just happen because you have a penis.
It's not default.
So there's a lot of men running around. There's a lot of men that are running around out here, my ex included, who is in a little boy's posture towards life. In other words, he never got over his mommy.
I hate that.
Always relating to everything from a childish posture. He's not fit to lead.
This is what I need you to do. I need you for the people that are listening right now. We just had a black hole moment. For the people that are listening right now, I need you to go in and break down the childish posture. Ugh.
I don't have a childish posture.
Okay, cut her mic off because we know her. We know this motherfucking panda up in here. This motherfucker says she ain't got a childish posture. Okay. Can you really break this down for us? Food, now!
Yeah. Yeah. So the man has not resolved his mama issues. Whether she did him wrong and he feels, snubbed, threatened, betrayed by her. Because how he relates to a woman is how he's going to relate to the world. And if he's never gotten over that initial wounding around his mama issues, then he's going to tend to go out into the world in a little boy's posture, seeking approval, being needy, me, right? And you better listen to me. He's gonna go out into the world in that posture if that's unreconciled. The same is true for women, by the way. Until a woman has actually resolved her daddy issues, she's gonna be hankering and needing to be filled up by inappropriate men because she hasn't reconciled herself with her need. She hasn't resolved that stuff. So that happens to both sexes. So men, that's their job. And what you'll find is that if they have resolved that stuff, they are fit to lead, and women naturally want to follow them.
Phone lines is cracking.
See, I need more men to call in for my question. It's 844-55-1. So we've already discussed leverage, and it seems like men think women have to leverage their vagina to get what they want. So if we're not leveraging, how do we really reach a man to where he'll listen? Like, what do women need to do to actually be heard in a relationship?
I think Veronica said it, or for this show, Vajonica, she said it. You really have to give these ladies a really concrete 2 or 3 bullet point breakdown of how to speak from the yoni. Speak from the box. I listen.
Isn't that leverage?
You're saying I have to. You're asking me to do that?
Yes, I'm asking for 3 bullet points of how women can do it to answer Ashonti's question.
You're saying yoni box, but I'm saying without the yoni box, with no leverage.
No, she's not saying you got to open it up so he can stuff some salami in and then he'll listen.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Jesus.
Right.
This girl ain't listening.
No, I'm not suggesting that you use it as a tool of manipulation. That's exactly the opposite. What I'm saying is that you have it's when you're connected to it, you have a more profound and subtle influence on anybody, on men, on women, on the world, on children. So first of all, she's got to be orgasmic. So sorry, that's a big piece of it. If she's being met and fulfilled on the regular, then she's going to be naturally more connected because what the orgasm does is it opens up the circuit between her throat chakra and her root chakra, which is her sex. So when those, and her heart, right? So when she's having orgasms, it's constantly pushing light up and down in through her chakra system so that her voice is actually connected to her pussy.
Ooh,
wow.
I need some light. I need some light in my life.
Yeah, because that coochie dark.
You need to relax. You don't know what color, taste, flavor, so don't do too much.
That coochie's a dark little cave. We need to get some light in there.
I'm so tired of you. And then here you come with your fucking flashlight. Go ahead.
Oh, more like a floodlight.
So that's the first thing.
Oh my God. I'm sorry, Veronica. Go ahead.
Oh, it's okay. So that's the first thing, is that she needs to be orgasmic. I think the second thing is, I don't know how to explain how do I explain it? I think, like,
quickly.
I know
that's
that,
how you do
example,
it. Quickly.
People have told me that when I listen, if a man is really present to me, he often tells me that he can feel me listening to him with my whole being.
That's
right?
it.
So I listen very deeply to what a man says, and so and when I speak my intuition, right? Because usually I just speak intuition into men. I speak what I'm seeing. It's very profound when you've been a deep listening and you're actually listening and hearing for what he really is needing and wanting, and you are responding and thought partnering and feedbacking from an intuitive place. It's one of the greatest. Men listen. Are you kidding? Men eat that up all day long. Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you.
Shit.
Jesus.
And yeah.
All right, so listen, let me do this really quickly. We got callers. We're going to get back to the concept of thought partnering while you out here bullshitting in these streets with your bullshit fake ass relationships. If y'all ain't thought partnering, y'all niggas ain't together.
I would love to have a thought partner.
Okay, we go talk about that later. But let me just say this. My homeboy CG at Mind Catalyst 86. He's going to, I got to read his tweet because it connects directly with what Veronica is saying with regards to women being able to speak with their vagina, right? The vagina is connected to the heart chakra. Listen, do you know the vagina being connected to the heart chakra in today's society is seen as a fucking liability? It's seen as a problem. I can't be connected to my heart out here in these streets. And women have turned a spiritual box, the vagina, into a hustle box, a leverage box. Ouch. So now they can't even speak through it because they too busy getting it ran through.
Wow.
So listen to what homeboy says. Am I bushing? Listen to what homeboy says. When it ain't, to me, when it's not connected to its spiritual center, it's a dick ATM machine. And how he broke it down, he said vagina is equivalent to fiat money. Damn. Jesus. Now, this is why when I come back and say things like, let's deal with the spiritual deficit in our relationships, and then you'll recognize why women have to leverage their body as opposed to imbuing that fucking law of attraction factory with spirit shit. Most women don't know what it is. They don't know how to be amused. They don't know how to speak. They know how to dominate because somebody got a misinterpretation of how Big Mama was able to get Granddaddy to do everything. They don't speak like that no more. Tell me I'm bullshitting. 844-55-1. We got callers on the line. Let's get to the callers. This is pretty hot monkey juice right now. Let's go to North Hollywood, line 3. You're on the line. The Voice of Reason is live. Speak to us.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah.
What's going on, bro?
What's happening, mate?
Man, I just want to call first, with the 5150 Nation, and I want to congratulate you on your book, man.
Thank you, brother.
Really proud of you on that, man. And I wanted to say, I think the reason why it's like that is because of the Oedipus of the mind, and we're trained and conditioned to think that way, that if you don't listen to a woman, then you're wrong. So I just had a recent relationship where if I didn't do what she told me to do, then I was an asshole, evil, sinister, mean, sadistic motherfucker, and all that stuff, because I wouldn't do what she wanted to do, what she wanted me to do. And now I just don't understand that when women leave, like, they're trained to think they want to be independent and all that stuff, but they want to be taken care of too. And how can you leverage your vagina and still be taken seriously?
That's a very interesting question.
That don't make any sense. And then I also wanted to say too with Veronica or vagina.
Veronica, you got it right. Veronica.
Veronica, why did you marry that nigga if he wasn't shit? If you knew he wasn't shit or wasn't about shit, why'd you still marry him?
Well, everybody has their own lesson here. Let me just answer that. I fuck with people that I look back on and be like, what in the Feast of Samhain was I doing? But I also understand that there was a spiritual lesson in that relationship, and I learned a tremendous amount, right? You'll see a lot of people who know my story and be like, well, how did you wind up with her? And what was you doing? And blah, blah, blah. And da, 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 da. You can't look at it from a space of, but listen to what I'm saying. You can't look at it from a space of judgment on the outside looking in. Everybody has their relationship curriculum, and everybody has their story where they've connected with somebody that people on the outside would be like, oh, you could have done better. No, I did what was necessary for me to matriculate to better. Like, and that happens to you too, by the way.
Yeah, it happened to me recently right now.
Exactly. So the same answer you're looking for from Veronica would answer your reason for doing it, right?
Preach.
I'm just saying, right? Okay. Well, hey, man, I appreciate you reaching out to us, man. We love this shit. It's what we do. The phone lines are open. There's no judgment here. You can get in how you fit in. Say what you need to say. We want to know why it's so difficult for men to take the advice of women. We want to know why. We just don't listen to y'all. 844-55-1. That's the number to dial. Who else we got on the line? I'm going to line 4, Connecticut, in the building. Damien.
This is annoying.
Damien, talk to me.
Yo, what's going on, though? How's everybody doing in the studio? Hey, Ashonti, how you doing?
Hi, Damien.
Hey, what's up? I'd like to preface this first by saying, in my opinion, real men can take advice from anywhere. You're a knowledge seeker. You take advice, good advice, from any source.
Right.
And that's up to you to discern it. Right. I think the whole men not taking advice from women, it has nothing to do with the advice. It has to do with
the messenger.
I guess perceived emasculation by, listening to a woman that's also more than likely better in a better economic space than you, also probably has her life put together in a better space in this capitalistic society, also coupled with how you're, depicted in the media. Also, it's kind of like a cacophony of just kind of input that has the majority of black men feeling this type of way. You know what I mean? Like you don't. I mean, you hear kind of rumblings like this in the general population as far as white people are concerned. But really, they're not really worried about that because white men really, for the most part, control their society through, I guess the bad word is patriarchy or whatever like that. Black men, on the other hand, don't have that luxury, so they're kind of clawing and biting their way to try to, have a fight at every turn and corner. When it shouldn't be like that obviously we have to have conversations like this to get to a point where either black men realize, like, shit, if we got nothing to really offer these women, they're not really going to fall in line. They've already been masculinized, so we got to come with something different. Something different has to be on the table. So that's really what I think the kind of the crux of it is. I think the crux is nothing to do with advice. It's nothing to do with listening to women. That might be the surface, but it's more of I think it's a deeper issue than that.
Wow. Hey, thank you for the call, man. I appreciate that, Damien.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the call, man. You brought Connecticut into the building. If you want to bring your city into the building, please call us right now at 844-55-1. That's the number to dial. We're having a great topic today. I mean, we're talking about why men don't listen to women. And Damien said something that I extrapolated from what he said that was very potent, very powerful. And that is, women have become more masculine in the way they talk, in the way they present themselves to men. And so men have a difficult time looking at the fairer sex through masculine lenses, and she's coming back as masculine as he is. And it's like, you a dude the way you presenting this. You're going to have to present this another way, and it creates a disconnect with regards to receiving information. Ashanti?
I agree that women nowadays are a lot more masculine. But let me just say this. I would consider this like an enlightened group. And most of the people that listen in and call in, I would also consider them pretty philosophical and enlightened. But the conversations that we have in here are not realistic to what's actually going on outside of here. Like most men, they're not into all that spiritual shit and trying to read into
Watch
their...
your tone.
I'm just saying
Okay.
They're not into it. Not saying that I wouldn't be attracted to it, but it's not realistic for what's actually going on in real relationships. That's all I'm saying.
That's a great point. Veronica, do you agree or disagree with that?
I don't know. I think when you up-level your vibration, I mean, my experience is when I healed from dealing with that, my knucklehead ex-husband, and I had to heal because that was a fucking brutal 12-year battle. It was horrifying because he was delusional and out of touch. And so it took me quite a bit of time to heal from that. And I don't know, the more I heal myself and the more that I up-level my own vibration and the more I deal with my issues and process them with my wizards, the less I don't attract bullshit men. They don't even hit my radar. They don't even hit my field. They don't even hit my inbox. So I think it's true, but you also get what you are out here, or you get what you are vibrationally. So
yeah, and I'm just gonna keep it real, man. I rebuke she-males. Like a she-male, like you're a woman, but you're coming across like a dude. I rebuke all of that in the name of Satan.
What does it really mean? What does it really mean?
Evil ass up out of here.
Rich men, I really do.
Right, get your ass behind me.
Do. I'm like, yep.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. Listen, the phone calls, the phone lines are just banging right now. 844-55-1. You're listening to the Voice of Reason on Hot Button Radio. The only way to listen to Hot Button Radio is you got to download that app. Get the Dash Radio app. It's free. Go to Hot Button. We're here 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 5 to 7 p.m. True or false? Men have the predominant thought process that we should lead by default. The opposite of that would be women have the predominant ideological default that men should listen to them and do what they say by default. 844-55-1 is kind of what we're doing in here. Who do we have on the line right now? We've got Hakeem from Chirac, Chicago.
Hakeem.
What up, Hakeem?
What line is Hakeem on?
Line 6.
And everything you've done, I've donated to
Hakeem.
and everything
Hakeem.
else. Yeah.
The wisdom, the wise one. Listen, brother, we just clicked on to you and you were talking. So start over and tell us again what you were saying, bruh.
I was just saying that, like, I really appreciate you, though, everything that you're doing for, like, our community. I'm glad, like, I donated to, like, your tour and everything else.
Thank you, brother.
I just wanted to say that the reason why men don't listen to women is because women are inconsistent in beyond, like, reproach. That's what I would say.
Inconsistent and beyond reproach. You mean non-accountable? Jeez.
Non-accountable. None. See, men in general are held like accountable on every issue, whereas women are not. Just say, for instance, with the whole Ray Rice thing, women did not come out and say, hey, if a woman hits a man, then a man should be able to hit like a woman back. Women across the board on many issues are not consistent, and that produces the problem.
Wow. That's interesting shit right there.
Hakeem. I'm learning a lot of stuff today.
The wise. Hey, man, we appreciate you bringing... Go ahead. You got another point. Go ahead. I hear you. Go ahead.
That's it, bro. That's all that I wanted to say, honestly. It's just like the consistency part. I think if women were more consistent, I think men would have like a greater respect for them. And I agree with you on the she-male thing that, like, I don't date she-males no more. Like I would, like, more like my behavior in order to get the thing out of them. But I no longer do that. I'm not willing to date a she-male or compromise my masculinity for sex. So
wow. Hey, man, I appreciate the call, man. Thank you for reaching out to the voice of reason. Listen, I gotta keep the relationship dismount on the top of the Amazon.com charts. I need you guys to go there and get that Kindle version of the relationship dismount, how to stick the landing when exiting a toxic relationship. It's falling. We haven't had a single sell today, and that's bothering me after 2 weeks of riding kind of fly. I need your help right now. Go to Amazon.com. Please download the digital version, the Kindle version of the relationship dismount, how to stick the landing when exiting a toxic relationship. I want to say thank you to the 18 purchasers who have left reviews. Out of 18 reviews, we've received 17 5-star reviews.
That's great.
And 1 4-star review. I'm so appreciative of that. This book is a major book. It is the magnus opus of my life. I appreciate everybody who's contributed to the work. I need you guys to get on the phone line or get on Amazon.com and order that for me right now. As well as that, we're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, thought partnering, men and women listening to each other. Oh, my God. Men just don't want to hear what you got to say. If you're a woman who's struggling with this in your relationship right now, please call me at 844-55-1. I want to hear your story. I want to know, maybe me and Veronica can help, break through, in terms of your communication style. Call us. Let us know at 844-55-1. Or if you're a man struggling with communicating to your woman, maybe Veronica can help you with that. Maybe I can help you with that. I don't know. But get to your phone line, 844-55-1. The phone lines are open. We want to hear from you. We're taking a quick break. When we come back, hey, I can't listen to you too often, lady. But when you open your mouth, it better be some good shit.
Who, me?
DJ Always, take us out. Man, DJ Always. Jesus.
Always in your ear.
That boy is always in your... Well, no homo. Always in somebody's ear. Hey, he in here killing right now. Hey, that's a classic record. 1986, Loose Ends. You got me hanging on strings. Man, if we can't talk to each other, if we can't listen to each other, do we even have a relationship? Jeez.
Right.
Should a man marry a woman that can't be considered his counsel? Is the idea of you should be able to find your own answers. I ain't your goddamn counselor. Because a lot of women have that. That concept of I shouldn't have to be your counselor. Shit. Is being a counselor part of a husband and wife's duty to each other?
I think so.
Yeah.
Wow, right? 844-55-1. That's the number to dial. I know you guys want to answer these questions. I'm just framing the topic for those who've just tuned in. We've got somebody on the line who can probably shed a lot of light on whether men have this real difficulty listening to their wives or their girlfriends. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, celebrity psychic medium Heka activated. Welcome to the show.
You guys are too much.
Don't make her angry. You wouldn't like Heka when she's angry. Welcome, Helka. Hulka. Welcome to the show, babe. I know you've been listening. Talk to us.
A little bit.
Talk to us about this. Why do you think men have a difficult time listening to women?
Well, I think in order to get a truthful answer to that question, the question would have to be really truthful. And I don't think it is. I think the question is bullshit. And you can't get bullshit, truth from bullshit, in my opinion.
Why? Wait, Jesus. Why is the question bullshit? Let's hear that.
Yeah, because I don't think that that's true. I don't think that men don't listen to women. Honestly, I don't. I mean, I talk to men every single day. They call me to talk to me and listen to me every single day. I have more male clients than I have female clients. Now, I think that...
But you're a psychic medium who's quite accurate.
Immature men, boys, don't listen to little girls. But mature men listen to mature women.
Okay, so here we go. I can agree with that. I can smoke a bag of that.
Yeah.
But the question is valid because there are a lot of people out there who experience this problem. We can't say it's not valid because we have a different conscious level. There are a lot of people out there who are experiencing this. I coach people who are experiencing this. Right?
Okay, well, I think it could be more. I think it could be more direct in the question. Not all men don't listen to women.
Well, come on. Do we have to preface that for every question? We know we don't speak in absolutes on this show. Do we have to preface that?
We do. Sometimes we don't.
Do we have to preface that? Let's just preface it every time. Let's just make this disclaimer right now. Cut off the music. I renounce my throne. I renounce all absolutism. Every question is general.
Yeah, make it clear.
I renounce my throne.
You guys don't say that. You just have to make it clear. Yeah,
but that's what it is. That's what it is for every show. That is implied. Like when you have real intelligent conversation with folk, they know everything is general. There's no way we could speak in absolutes. I can't absolutely speak about relationships because I haven't been in relationship with everybody on the planet. Right? I've only had my experience, which creates my opinion. Right? So, and of course, our experiences have some similarities, but we can never really know from an experiential space of how someone else experiences the same experience. So by default, every conversation is in general.
Just make it plain.
Yeah, I think I did it pretty clear. From this moment forth, I renounce all absolutism.
I'm so unbothered.
Hilarious.
Okay, so we're back. Let's deal with some callers who might be dealing with the same conundrum.
And that number to dial again is 844-55-1.
Who do we have on the line, young panda?
Let's see. Gumby, Texas. Let's go to line 4.
One of her favorites. Gumby.
What's up?
Gumby.
Hey, I'm good. I don't think women have consistency. Like they're only really consistent with like emotions, and they got like 5,000 of them. You know what I'm saying?
5,000
or more.
Yeah, y'all got like personality like changes and shit.
Sounds like you've dated a Cancer.
Dang, I gotta write my stuff down. But I had a lot of stuff I want to talk about. But women, I think what turns us off from men listening to women is women, they like to like mimic what we do. You know what I'm saying? One example with you, Zoe. Remember Candy Bar Brown?
Nah, I don't remember Candy Bar Brown. And I resent the fact that you would call up here and mention my dear friend Candy Bar Brown.
It's just an example, but when she came up there, she was acting unprofessional. Then another example is with Ashonti. when you said Heka, like a long time ago, you used to say Heka like that way, and then she came on and said Heka like that. Yeah,
I like how he says
okay,
it.
that's some of the things they kind of mimic like a male presence. So it's like when they talk to us, they try to mimic us as if we think that's cool or something. I don't know, but that turns me off. That's one thing that I've noticed.
You don't like it when mimic.
When women mimic men.
Yeah,
like how
women,
I mimicked.
But isn't
Yes, I hate that shit. not that right there. Not something as like on top of the surface like that.
I like it when women mimic me. It lets me know I'm leading.
I'll make sure to never do that again.
To me, that comes.
You've been following me ever since you met me, so shut your mouth, you little lost lamb. Change your name from Red Panda to Red Lamb.
Sorry, Gumby, we couldn't hear you over the chatter.
Okay, let me just say one more thing, though. I think you can look at somebody from the outside, like as if you were inside of them. For a long time, like I really couldn't look at myself in the mirror because I really wasn't proud of what I seen. And yeah, I think it's power in the eyes. Like I did a little meditating, and one day, just like 4 months ago, I just looked at the mirror. And I looked at my right eye, and I was like, okay, I don't like what I'm seeing. But then I looked at my left eye, and I felt this energy that was like me, what I wanted to be and who I was. So I think I can see, I can spot somebody like straight up. Like
Gumby.
I'm not a psychic or nothing like that.
Gumby, can I ask you a quick question? When you were looking at yourself in the mirror, were you smoking, or had you had smoke?
No, don't get on my dog like that.
And he was smoking. This nigga did some kind of drugs before he did the mirror stare.
No, that's 4 years ago. I really think it's power. I tried to call in Wednesday, but I really think it's power in the eyeballs. I really do. Specifically for me, it's the left eye. I think it's the left eye because what I seen was me. It was like maturity, as if I was living out my purpose or something. But like when I see,
wait, now that's just through the left eyeball.
No, but I do this when I'm gaming up women. Like, when I see them, I look right directly into the left eye because the left eye is connected to the right brain. The right brain,
that's right.
The brain computer, it takes unconscious. What? What'd you say?
No, Veronica is saying you're right.
You're totally right.
Okay, the right brain.
One eye represents the feminine and one represents the masculine also. You're totally right.
So what does that say, Gumby, when you look at a girl in her left eye? What are you looking for?
He's trying to see if you crazy than a motherfucker.
So what will the left eye do?
Yeah, it's a certain look of like maturity or immaturity.
Like, this bitch got an immature iris.
That's funny because somebody just commented. Oh, go ahead, Gumby.
I left a comment on your YouTube.
Oh, that was you. I was just going to say that.
It was your last video. Yeah, it was your last video. Like at the beginning, I was like, damn, she grew. Like she growing. Like hanging out with Zoe and everything, reading books and stuff. Like you growing, but then you started talking about the white chocolate, and then your left eye, like it changed. Like it, like you know.
It's like she young and dumb.
Or something,
no,
but not
that's
just mad, but
not what he was saying. Thank you.
Kind of like immature, but it was not like a bad immature, but it was like you just didn't understand.
He's saying
that
you're
really
immature.
kind of pissed you off about what you was talking about.
That's interesting.
But it's like, look at Zoe in his left eye. It's like I feel that same presence of me or something. Not saying that I'm Zoe, but like I feel a good energy coming from him when I look at his left eye. It's like a lot of people that I look up to. When I look at them in their left eye, I feel some type of energy.
No,
so,
that's actually a
just,
cool concept.
But that's all I want to say. Thank you.
Hey, man, thank you for the call, man. We appreciate it. Let me just say, before it got hella weird, like...
No, that wasn't weird. I thought that was really good.
No, let me... That's some shit right there, because
I like that.
Even Dr. G, who's a clinical psychiatrist, he talks about that. Like, in terms of, like, in the communicative process, when, say... Because there are moments when... there's anger and frustration in our speech towards each other while we're in intimate relationships. And he was saying one of the best ways to allow all of the negative energy, whether you're a man or a woman, that's coming at you from your partner, one of the best ways to allow all of that negative energy to wash over your shoulders. This is the terminology Dr. Mark Goulston used. To allow it to wash over your shoulders, you have to focus in on their left eye. You're looking directly into, not their whole face, but you're focusing all of your visuals, your focus on their left eye. And he said what happens is you zone out all of the energy and the intensity of what's being said to you, and you take in the information. Right? It's something you got to practice. It's not no easy shit now.
Yeah.
But you practice it, and you're able to take in the information and exclude all of the vitriol and the energy and the intensity of it all. Is that not correct, Veronica?
That's interesting.
Yeah, no, that's really true. I'm glad he brought that to the table. If you actually take a picture of someone and you cover their left eye and their right eye, it actually you can see different sides of them, and it's masculine, feminine. There's a lot of polarity in the eyes. Can I say one more thing though about men and listening from my experience?
Sure.
Because understand that we talked about this on the last show, I think. We talked about how it's a really enlightened man, an evolved man, is actually listening. He's intuiting with his feminine side, his aspect, and then he's executing with his masculine side. So if the world were imbalanced and we weren't all so insane here and hadn't been driven so insane, actually a healthy feminine is a right intuitive sort of decision maker. Because if she's in her right nature, she's kind of channeling from the universe, and she's getting right decisions that don't require extra effort, right? If a man makes decisions, a lot of times it can be effortful because that's his way. It's to build and to conquer and it's full of effort. But a woman's way is more intuitive if she's healthy. That being said, when I have dealt with men that did not listen to me, and I consider myself a pretty powerful communicator, and I'm a very powerful listener, and I actually listen to needs. In other words, I can be a stronger advocate for a man's needs than he can be for his own needs sometimes. He's never had needs be met by a woman, right? I've had men that have been so unused to having needs met that when they encounter me, they're kind of like, they start tripping, right? Like, how could that be possible? But I will say that when they have not listened to me, it's usually been because of a blind spot or something that they're defending or proving, which is pride.
Wow.
Right? Something that they're defending or proving, which is pride, and that's the thing that's... And so usually, if they don't listen to me for long enough, I bounce, right? I'm like, okay, it's cool.
You're not listening.
And they come back to me and say, oh my God, what have I done?
So
you were right.
So let me do this too, because we got so many callers on the line. It's crazy. I think the term of looking someone in the eye is opia. O-P-I-A. Look it up. Opia. It's the ambiguous intensity of looking someone in the eye, which can feel simultaneously invasively vulnerable. Like you can be like, oh shit, he could see me. He's looking right through me. Right? Opia. Look it up. I mean, a lot of these fucking psychiatrists and shit be fucking with it. That's crazy. Well, we be talking all kind of stuff in this show right now. Does she have to look through us in order to speak to us? That's interesting. That's a very interesting angle. Heka, do you think women are kind of predisposed just generationally, just socially, like, my husband is supposed to listen to me. And listening is connected to doing. Because a lot of times women judge men by what they do. So when we say listen to me, what they're actually saying simultaneously is do what I say. Do you think that that's a default setting in a lot of women? Speak to that.
I just think women want to be heard more than anything. You know, they want to be heard and they want to be understood. Mm-hmm. You hearing them and understanding them is directly connected to their emotions and how they're going to feel about being your wife or doing what you need for them to do as your wife. You could talk to a woman, let her hear, allow yourself to hear what it is that she has to say. Not even really agree to it, but just hear her and listen to her, and you can get anything you want out of her. You just want to know that she's heard.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you know what? You're saying something that reminds me of Dr. John Gray. Dr. John Gray says men need to shut up. Don't try to answer a woman's questions. Give her 10 or 15 minutes of a day to just talk to you about whatever. and don't answer, but acknowledge that she's talking. Like, acknowledge points, like nod your head, like, I understand. Say more. And what do you mean by that? You know, and keep her talking for 10 minutes. And he says what happens for her is oxytocin shoots through the roof because she feels safe. She feels protected because you're just listening without judgment and without the male desire to want to fix or answer her questions. You know, sometimes she just wants to work things out, and you're like a sounding board or this canvas she can lay her ideas and thoughts on. Now, if she doubles back and says, what do you think? Then you talk. But giving her just 10 minutes will shoot the oxytocin through the roof for her. But conversely, the other hormone that's hella responsible for relationship bliss or happiness is testosterone. And he says the best way to get testosterone through the roof is appreciation. Women show appreciation to men, even for the smallest shit. Oh, could you get that spider? Yes, I can. The Superman music comes on. He gets the spider. Oh my God, thank you so much. I really appreciate that, man. I don't know what I probably couldn't sleep without that fucking spider. And you could be lying. But to show him appreciation, to acknowledge the fact that he is useful to you. Men like to be useful.
But you guys don't like to be used.
Oh, that's beautiful. Edgar Allan Poe couldn't have written it better. Turn her mic off. Let's get some callers in here, ladies and gentlemen. The phone lines are crazy right now. We've got Matthew from Houston. You're on line 5. Speak to us about your situation, your shituation. Matthew. And assalamu alaikum. I'm not Muslim. We got to be careful. Shit happening in the world today. I'm not Muslim. Ronan from Indianapolis. You're on the line. Line 6. Speak to us, Ronan.
Hey, what's going on, Voice of Reason family?
Naptown in the business. What's happening, man?
Maintaining. Just looking for my hard copy of your book.
It's coming.
Definitely telling people about it and everything.
Yes, sir.
I'm patient.
Hey, the books.
But the thing is, I think
the physical books will be here on the 24th or 25th of this month. I will begin mass shippings on those days. Go ahead, brother.
Okay. I think when it comes to listening to the women, it's like it depends on that guy. When it comes to when she comes to me with something, I pay close attention to what she's asking for and what is her intent behind it, because my decisions of what I do or how I respond, it will either show that either I'm a partner or a pet. And that's what, I mean, and that's the whole thing I'm looking at. I love
that.
So,
a partner or a pet.
So cute and fuzzy.
It's responsibility in it, because, like, even, I mean, there's some who want something because of how they feel or whatever. But my thing is, I look at everything long term. I consider how things have been before and how it benefits her if she really wants it. I let her speak and go into clarity about it. Now, if it's something like a want, then I'm going to fall back and I'm just going to dismiss it. But if it's something like I know is a need, then I'm on top of it. So it's all about discernment as a man and respect for not just myself, but her in general. And that's my main thing.
Hey, man, you just brought Naptown in the building, dude. A partner or a pet. You ain't gonna listen, there's an incredible book out, right? I want you guys to get this book. I'm not going to promote my book again. Well, I will later on, but
yeah, maybe a few more times.
No, but seriously, there's an incredible book you guys should get. I'm going to tell you it right now. As soon as it loads up on my Kindle. Oh, here it is right here. The book is incredible because I just like the way it breaks down your life. It's called The Life You Were Born to Live, A Guide to Finding Your Life Purpose by Dan Millman. Millman, Millman. right? Author
I'm
of
a big fan of his.
huh?
I'm a big fan of his. I
Yes,
have been
yes,
for a
yes,
long
yes.
time.
This book
Yeah.
is fucking retarded. And for a dude like me, like my number, what am I? In this book, my birthday and all of that shit adds up to a 2810. For a dude like me who hates authority, it's going to be really hard for you to talk reckless to me to get me to respect where you're coming from. You have to come at me with respect in order for me to listen, male or female.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you come at me on some sideways disrespect, I'm not listening. I'm disconnecting. I think it's a good book to get, and then check out your number, and then check out your girl's number, and see how you guys are compatible or not compatible, or the communication style, or see at least what you need to work on. Very powerful stuff. The phone lines are literally berserk.
I was going to say.
I was going to throw it to Heka for 1 second, because Heka can speak to this too, about astrology and how sometimes the communication is fucked up because you might be in a squared relationship or an oppositional relationship. Heka, can you talk about the squared and oppositional relationships?
Yeah, of course I can. Now, of course, with astrology, and when it comes to compatibility, you don't want to just look at the sun sign and utilize sun sign astrology for compatibility. You want to take a look at every planet in the astrological chart. But when it comes to communication, you specifically want to look at the planets Mercury and perhaps the sun and Mars, and see how those planets are making aspects to one another in both people's chart. Now, as far as the opposition is concerned, with the oppositional energy, you're going to have like a back and forth between one another. You're going to be different from her. She's going to be different from you. And it's kind of like a pull in one way and a pull in the opposite way. And sometimes it just don't work. The oppositional aspects, that person always wants to have somebody to point the finger at, somebody to blame something on. They don't want to take responsibility for the relationships themselves. Now, with the square aspect, it's very hard. And a lot of times when you come into contact with people and you have square aspects, there's some past life stuff, some very negative karmic past life energy that the two of you have come together to clear up.
Wow.
And it's very hard. It's very excruciating, the relationship is, but it comes to grow you up and make you a more mature person than you were before you actually came into the relationship.
Wow.
It's a lot of healing that takes place.
Wow. Man, this show is powerful right now. Listen, really quickly, the phone lines are belligerent. I love it. It's just a testament to what we do. The phone lines are belligerent. They're just downright disrespectful. They're on fire.
Belligerent.
Yeah, this is a 5-alarm fire right here. A lot of people are having issues. But let me say this. At @clown_crown88, clown_crown88. I mean, that's a tongue twister. Say that 87 times a day. Anyway, he says, we also have to factor in social games that have been marketed exclusively to women and encouraging them not to be open and to expect men to play psychic. Like we know what they want. You should know. I hear that all the time. You should know. You've been here. You should know. I should know nothing. And for you to assume that I would know or even care for that matter is folly on your part. 844-55-1. I mean, the phone lines are belligerent. Let's just get to the phone. Maureen, line 5, Virginia's in the building. Maureen, welcome to the Voice of Reason.
Hello, Kingsborough.
You have greeted me well. What is it that I can do for you now?
Hello, beautiful queen. Okay, well, so I have like 2 quick things. Okay, one, is this a diet maybe? Because, okay, with us eating all the crap that we eat, okay, I can speak from personal experience. When I'm not eating as clean as I should, when I'm eating Hebrew National 100% beef franks, or, beef hamburgers, or just shit I shouldn't be eating. Everything gets cloudy, and like communication, I don't think you're as clean and airy as you should be. I mean, that's just my opinion. Is that it? Because black people, we kind of eat fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, that's a good point. She's saying the diet. She's saying the diet has a lot to do with our communication styles. Sometimes eating all of this poisonous GMO kind of foods can like really make you emotional and make you kind of crazy. I mean, you think about the cow milk and the hormones that are thrown in that shit. You know,
Yeah.
this is why you get a 9-year-old built like fucking Pam Grier, and you'd be like, "What the fuck? Get your fourth grade ass off the bus."
Yeah, because like in my household, Kingo, you know, my children's father and like the kids, because you know I try to do the best I can to feed the kids, but him, he wants broccoli, bologna. He eats to survive, so it's a constant battle with that. And then like my second thing was, Miss Heka was talking a long time ago about how your whole family should take like an emotional bath, and Miss Conway was talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
How do you do that for you and your children? Like, if I can't do that for my significant other, how do I take an emotional bath? Like, I'm gonna have to sneak it with my kids, but how do I do that?
I don't think it's. I guess I don't know if I termed it emotional bath, but more so a spiritual bath to cleanse your energy field. But you take a spiritual bath with anything that is created for a cleansing of the energy. So there are a lot of herbs, just things that you have around the house, like sea salt or whole sage, that's very cleansing for the energy field. Cayenne pepper is a great one. I do it all the time. Apple cider vinegar is very cleansing for the energy field. So if you can run a bath and place all those things in the bath and just sit there and soak and wash all the filth and griminess from your energy field, and it'll bless you.
Is your vulva safe from cayenne pepper?
I'm sorry, say that again?
I said, is your vulva safe from cayenne pepper?
You're definitely ridiculous. You're definitely safe. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. The cayenne pepper will burn, but it burns real good now. It burns so good. It burns all the filthiness off.
Yeah, that's really a hot
So I can do everything. So, Joe, I can do everything else for the kids except cayenne pepper, but me, I can add cayenne pepper to it.
You little spicy bottom.
Yeah, so the cayenne pepper is going to burn. Yeah.
I like my bottom spicy.
Well, Kindle, I'm writing your book on Kindle.
What kind of?
She said she's getting your book on Kindle.
Thank you, love.
No. I bought it already. And I'm just so proud of you. And this show is just, oh my God. Can we just put y'all in a bottle? Can Veronica Conway open up a school for girls like K through 20? And can you just open up a school for boys? Like,
K through 20?
That's not a bad idea.
That's dope. Hey. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
No, we appreciate that. I mean, this is the purpose of the show. You know, we want to make, some kind of positive effect on the lives of people who are listening. Zayed from Atlanta. I hope I said your name right. Ziyad from Atlanta, line 3.
What's happening, brother? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, brother. How you, man?
Man, peace to everybody on the show tonight, brother. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
sir. Yes, sir.
I just want to say, man, you touched on the counselor thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I really feel you on that, man, because I want to say, like, when I was a young man, matter of fact, when I was a kid, at 12 years old, 13 years old, my puberty kicked in. I had to give up my imagination and toys and cartoons, right? So you go through this life and you're trying to learn how to be a man ever since you were a little boy. And sometimes, women, they come into your life when you're young and they say you ain't shit, you ain't no real man. But they don't understand you going through a process of trying to figure this out. It ain't like there's a man factory out this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, making men, and then it's all a perfect package, and then here it's all ready for the world, ready
great
for
point.
any woman to come along.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Great point, man. Shit.
But anyway, I want to get to this right here, right? So when it comes to women, like my man said, a lot of times women are very inconsistent. So it's like, a woman will wait till the last minute of her emotional breaking point to say some shit.
Ooh.
And I like when I was 19, 20, you know what I'm saying? These women, this girl, she actually brought me into the pimping world and shit. And I had to get out of that shit real quick because, like, pimping, for anybody who know, it's like babysitting lunatic pussy. You know what I'm saying? It's like constantly a headache.
Wow.
But what I learned from that experience is that you constantly got to be masculine with a woman when you pimping her, right? And I apply that to being in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? You constantly got to be masculine with a woman. So I tell women now, any woman I'm dating, just like your chocha,
before you bring me your chocha, you clean that motherfucker first, right? And then you give it to me. So the same way with your communication, clean your shit. Educate your motherfucking self on what you finna say to me before you bring it to me.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, listen.
Hey, Daddy.
Preach.
Wow.
Hallelujah in the church. Damn. Hey, brother, I appreciate that information. Yikes.
Bless my brother.
Thank you, man.
That was good stuff. I'm learning so much today.
That was good shit.
Come on.
Hey, you ain't gonna get no arguments out of me. This is what we're about to do. We're about to take a quick break. What we're gonna do is have a mega mix for DJ always in your ear. Listen, before he starts his mega mix, this is what I want to do. I want everybody that's listening right now, right? I want everybody that's listening right now to go follow DJ Always. What is your damn Twitter handle? Because watch this mix. Watch what he does on this mix. What's your Twitter handle, boy?
Turn his mic.
The Twitter. What's your Twitter handle, brother?
Twitter handle is always in your ear on Twitter and are always on Instagram. Check me out.
Hey, get at him right now. We about to get busy. Mega Mix, holla. Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason is back. You listening to DJ Always in your ear. You can follow him on Twitter at Always in your ear. Was he killing it?
Killing it. Dang.
Man, oh Manischewitz. Listen, we're wrapping up the show. We're in the 6:40 time frame. We got 15 minutes left. If you want to call us and get your thoughts on this, please call us right now at 844-55-1. Today's topic again is, why is it so difficult for men to listen to women, take advice from women, take instructions from women? How often do women find themselves saying, man, I told you that a year ago. How come you can't hear it when I tell it to you? Right? Men just have this aversion to listening to their women. I mean, I'm just asking these questions. If you want to join the conversation, if you want to participate in the conversation, please call us at 844-55-1. Right now, we want to bring in Miami Hustle on the line 6. Miami, speak to us real quick, brother, about this topic.
Hey, Hustle.
Yo, what's happening, Zoe? What's up, ladies? I hear you, Ashonti.
Hey.
Yo. All right, so check. First thing I want to say is leaders got to be able to gather information from all around them and then come up with the best solution. And that includes your woman. You know what I mean? So all these solo leaders out there trying to make all the decisions on their own, they're going to lead the team astray. Now,
wow.
Here's something that women got to be aware of as well. I call it the girl who cries wolf. Now, if you always saying something, but it's not really of substance, eventually the man's gonna stop really paying attention when you open your mouth. So you gotta understand, less is more sometimes. So make sure you ain't always. If you always emotional, when you do react emotionally, they ain't picking it up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I just wanted to put that out there.
Hey man, that's good information. You brought Miami into the building. We appreciate it. And to even build on that a little bit, if every time you come to your man and it's a regurgitated telemarketer script from your mama,
right,
he not gonna listen to you. Like if you're not mature enough to have your own script, your own concepts, your own thought process, once he ascertains that your mother is the Svengali or the puppet master behind your thoughts, he's not listening. Disconnect. I just got to be real. I always say this and I'm going to say it again. You're not a real adult until you have an original idea that your parents didn't plant in your mind. I mean, you know, when you start thinking for yourself, and women come into this disconnect from mom. It's like one of the most difficult things women have to do. Like when women, like, okay, I love my mother, but I mean, sons go through it with dads too. Where Snoop Dogg's son did it to him. Like, nigga, I'm not going to USC. I'm going to UCLA. Right? Dad, you're not out here catching these footballs. I'm doing this. So, you know, there's a time when sons disconnect from dads. Before that happens, sons look to dads almost exclusively. Dad, is this a good situation? Especially dads that are there, dads that are active, dads that are actively cultivating the thought process of the child. You know what I mean? So if you're just regurgitating, that telemarketer script that your mother gave you on how to interface with men tend to disconnect from that too. Because men feel the sense of control. Not only is the daughter controlled, men respond in a way like you trying to control me through your daughter. You feel what I'm saying? Can you ladies speak on that for a second before we really get into the rest of these callers? Veronica, come in, and then Heka, and then and then Ashonti.
I want to say that is true, and so there's a staircase to all of this. In other words, you have to climb a certain staircase, a certain ladder into being able to have very powerful relationships in this domain. For example, I had to keep overcoming myself and keep getting over myself and I also had to deal with men that didn't listen and listen to them like wholeheartedly, full-earedly. Like I had to listen to them. And I would show up and be really present with men. And I did that for years. And now what I'm experiencing, I have a man in my life right now that hears me through my skin. He listens to me through my skin. He anticipates everything that I could possibly want or need. It's like not even having to ever ask for it. So wow. I'm just saying that when we do the inner work, when we actually do the inner development, and we pay the dues for our humanity and our spirituality, then what gets bestowed to us as a gift is everything you ever wanted. So I just wanted to say that.
Wow. Heka, build on that?
Well, I don't know. I just think it's scary as hell for anybody, male or female, to listen to their mother for relationship advice, especially considering... No, it's really scary. I mean, especially considering that, our mothers grew up during the time of Betty Wright and, the blues and all of this stuff where these people are just depressing as hell when it comes to relationships. I mean, this stuff is their idea of how to maintain a relationship is way too traditional for anybody to be given advice based off their mother's advice. I'm just keeping it real. Just seriously, it's
good
scary.
Stuff. Ashanti, your thought? 30 seconds.
In terms of a man or a woman listening to their parents, how would I feel about them? Do I respect them?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, why not? I mean, honestly, I feel like we come from our parents, so a lot of us are our parents. Now, in terms of advice, like, for example, I have an aunt that feels like I should already have kids and be married by now. She's old school. But I wouldn't look at a person any differently because they listen to their parents. No.
I love the youth. So vibrant. Jesus, just reckless. Just wake up inside a wall one day. How did I get here? Red from Missouri, line 4. You're on the Voice of Reason.
Hey, Red.
What's going on? What's going on, Zoe? What's up, Ashanti?
All right. Speak to us, brother. We got short time, so you got to be quick. Brevity, my brother.
Okay. I think a lot of times men have a tendency to assume aggression and vulnerability in the opposite polarities of what they actually are. What I mean by that is it's actually a sign of strength to be vulnerable to a woman. And at the same time, aggression is not always the best route when dealing with a woman. You have to know and listen to that particular woman. The two greatest advisors in my life are my great-grandmother, who's no longer here, and my grandfather. So I get the masculine and the feminine, both. And there's things that they've told me that ring true to this day.
Wow.
Every day I find something in that. So I'm not aggressive with every woman that approaches me. I can't be, because I have to be able to listen to her, understand her, get a better understanding of where she's coming from and what she's dealing with before I can even make a move into where I want to lead her to.
Wow.
I think that's key, and it's missing.
Hey, man. That's fire. That right there is fire in the minds of men. I appreciate you for bringing Missouri into the building. Every time you speak, it's always with gravity. Thank you, brother. We appreciate it.
I love y'all, man.
Thank you, brother. Damn, he loves us. We love you too, Red. Shit. Shelly, Baltimore, line 3. You're the last caller of the night. Make it brief, but make it profound. Talk to us.
Hello, everyone. I just want to speak on a particular topic of like toxic emotions, fear, pain, loneliness, anxiety. Maybe some of these are the reasons why it's hard for a gentleman to listen to you, because everything that comes out is so polluted, you know, and it's so the same old boring wah 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 crying love song, you know. And it's crazy because it's like everything in the universe is made of energy, right? And it vibrates on different frequencies, and it's sort of frustrating for a woman when she can't reach the height of the frequency that the dude is on so that they can have a fulfilling relationship. I mean, does that make sense?
No, it does.
Help me out, guys.
Jeez, she's dropping something. Do you think women are just builders? They're building something, and they need men to cooperate in order to help them build it. Do you think it just boils down to that?
No, women are designers. Men are builders. Women download the intuition if they're healthy, and then the men build. That's the natural order of things.
I love it. This is great. I appreciate every caller, everybody who has participated. Shelly, you brought Baltimore back into the building. That was good stuff.
Thank you.
Veronica?
Have a great night.
All right, you too, honey. Thank you for tuning in. Veronica, websites. Where do they find you? How do they connect? How do they support?
VeronicaConway.com. We're launching another crazy-ass money-making boot camp. Y'all got to get in on this. People making crazy money. Veronica at VeronicaConway.com if you want to hit me up about it. And, BlackMastery.com, cool, too. We're about to do the Black Mastery World Summit.
I'm doing my Black Mastery this weekend.
Gathering of Black people, thought leaders, digitally, in the history of Blackitude and Negrosity.
Wow.
So stay tuned.
That's exciting stuff.
Good stuff. Heka activated. Hey, listen, if you guys tuned into Wednesday's show, boy, Heka's psychic mediumship is nothing to fucking play with. When she called dude out and said, nigga, last life you were gay.
Booty chaser. Yeah.
Last life you were gay. And you still kind of struggling with that. You're not gay this life, but the ghost of gay lives past is the gay spirit is still haunting you. I mean, when she hit him upside the dome piece with that, and he was like, well, yeah, you're right. I mean, sometimes I look at dudes, but I ain't never been with no dude. He was there.
He did not say that.
Listen, let me just say something about men and homosexuality. You look at a man's eyebrow too long, you gay. You understand? Look at a man's nostril too long, you gay.
It's ridiculous.
Look at a man's fingernail too goddamn long, you gay by default. How do we connect to Heka Activated? What up, Heka?
Hey, find me at my website, www.hekaactivated.com. And Heka is spelled Heka, activated, just like it sounds, .com.
Ashonti Ford, Girl on Fire, PR.
I just want to say I've learned the most. Out of all the shows that I've done, I've learned the most today.
Yeah, you listened the most too. Great. We didn't have to cut your mic off.
No, yeah, I really learned a lot today about men and women and their differences and communications and all that good stuff.
You could have learned this 8 shows ago if you were listening.
Do you see what you do anytime?
Just playing.
Do you
Come
see?
on.
Jesus Christ.
What?
Hit me up on Instagram and Twitter, Ashonti Ford Live. Keep subscribing to my YouTube's Girl on Fire Production.
Listen, I listen to women. I have to. If I didn't listen to women, the book wouldn't have come out.
Interesting.
There were 4 Virgos working on this book at different stages of the book. Four Virgo women. My ex-girlfriend from about 15 years ago, 20 years. Let me get this book because the content is incredible and you're going to look like an idiot. Let me clean this shit up. She took it, re-edited it, And this is the same sister who took my first book 10 years ago and said, give me this book. You're going to look like a fucking idiot.
Oh, she loves you.
She made this book what it is aesthetically. She made it what it is. Now, we have different artists and different guys who did the book cover, and you'll see all their credit on it. But she pulled this book together. She stayed up and edited the entire book and said, no, we can't let this one out like this. I listen to women. Heka activated my personal psychic medium. Veronica Conway, my fucking personal transformational life coach and bridge to other wizards, right? Ashonti Ford, my personal PR person. I know you guys think I don't listen to her, but we really,
we just have fun.
I have to listen to her, I surround myself with badass bitches.
You need to tone your life down.
Okay, I'm sorry. I surround myself with goddesses and queens who help keep the throne on fleek.
We could try Fleck, though. We could try to make it happen.
Flicked it?
I'm on it.
I don't fuck with none of that bullshit. Anyway, please go to Amazon.com and order the relationship dismount. I need your help today. Go there and get the Kindle version. It's only $10. You can donate $10 to us. Download that, and the book tour is coming as well. And if you want to get a physical copy, pre-order it right now at IamZoeWilliams.com. This is the Voice of Reason. I'll see you guys again on Monday. Please continue to support this book. We want it to go #1 in the world, #1 bestseller. Zoe Williams, Voice of Reason, Relationship Dismount. We out.